Hey guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Cochise by Audioslave. So Tom Morello's got some really fun riffs to play in this one. So I've got kind of a tone that's, you know, he doesn't use a lot of distortion, so I'm trying to not oversaturate it, but still make it sound, you know, pretty thick. But anyway, we're going to start here. We're in standard tuning here. Now, the beginning of the song has this kind of helicopter effect that he does. Now, I'll show you. Now, by watching interviews with him, he actually says that he created it in the studio by using some delay and kind of rocking the whammy pedal back and forth, and actually taking a pencil and just going across the strings, just just kind of rotating the pencil back and forth across the strings. Live, how he does it is he mutes the strings down here, and he holds his pick between these two. So with these three fingers, he's smacking the strings. Now there's another hit between each one of those. He has a really short, really fast, quick little slap back delay. So you hear twice as many hits as this. And while he's doing that, he rocks kind of the whammy pedal backwards and forward to kind of give it this kind of oscillating effect. Now you can kind of recreate this without having that delay. I like to just, I kind of move the pick to my middle finger and use my thumb and my pinky coming down. So if you want to do it with no effects, just kind of rotate back and forth. And if you have a whammy pedal, you can kind of rock that back and forth, so it's kind of changing the pitch of it. Or you can kind of maybe even use a wah pedal, just try to give it kind of seems like it's coming in and out. All right, so that's a way that he can kind of do that studio effect really on stage and make it sound just like it really. Then from there, there's a lot of noise that comes in, and there's the thing that he does live that isn't really on the recording. But he does it every time live, so we'll do that. So coming out of that, he just hits a low E power chord. Let that ring out, just kind of create some noise. And then he goes up and does some octaves that sound like this. And he actually takes a whammy pedal and takes that up an octave as well when he gets up to that high little octaves thing. So we have the 7th fret octave off the 7th. I'll just show you what he does live here to kind of build up to the main riff. So the low E string open, and we have the 7th fret on the A, 9th fret there on the G string. You're going to mute that D string and then move up. The 9th fret now with that octave, then 10, 12, those are each played half the amount of time, and then way up here, the 19th fret, sorry. All right, so that just gives you something to do there in the intro, like what he does live. And then we have this main riff. All right, so that starts with a hammer-on between 5 and 7 on the A, and then play 5 on the A to 7 on the low E twice. So we have this. And then we have 3 on the low E string, the open E. Then back to the hammer-on. And this time we go straight through the notes. 5 on the A string, 7 on the low E, 3. So we have this. And then you just repeat that. where he's kind of at the end of the riff where it's kind of go around to play the whole thing again. Sometimes I'll hang out. Just kind of on this chord, what he does a lot live is just kind of, you gotta stop the riff at the very end when it starts repeating. Just hold the low E open with the 5th fret there on the A string. The bass player continues to go, so it kind of doesn't really matter. You can continue playing the riff if you wanted to. All right, then we have a transition, 2 chords, which would be the pre-chorus, which takes us into the chorus. This is. Now that's a power chord off the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret there on the D, but you're going to add the 5th fret of the low E string in there as well. Kind of makes it sound like it's almost on a 7th string. And then, all right, so 5, and take that up a half step to 6. All right, and then we have the chorus. All right, so that is going to be hammering. You're going to play first of all that open E with the 5th fret there on the A string, hammering on to the 7th fret there on the A. Do that twice, and then 5, 3, 0 on the low E string, and then we have kind of a cool little feel. Play that 3 twice to 5. You can do the 3rd finger. And then you're going to jump up back to the beginning of the riff by playing real quick 2 on the A string and the open D. So we have this. Now we have a quick little guitar solo, really easy one. He kicks in a little bit of delay, and he plays this. So that's at the 2nd fret there on the G string, and you just kind of tremolo pick it, which means just kind of, no, you don't really have to pick it that fast, but just kind of, if you want as fast as you go, just down up on that G string. Slowly bend up that 2nd fret, release it, and then do the bend again. And then take it up an octave to the 14th fret on the G string and do the... You just do a quicker series of bends. All right, pretty easy stuff. And then we're back to the same verse and chorus riffs that we just played. Then we get to the bridge section. Now the bridge section, I believe uses on the recording at least, I don't know if he does it live because he doesn't mention doing it live, but he does play, it sounds like there's a whammy pedal kind of go, he's kind of rocking it back and forth a little bit. But the actual notes that he's playing on the guitar while he's doing that is pretty simple. All right, so that's pretty easy. But like I said, it's probably got a whammy pedal rocking it down an octave whenever he goes to the lowest note. It sounds like it's kind of coming in and out there. So we have the 7th fret there, the 9th fret on the D string, and then the octave underneath that, the 7th fret on the low E string. So we have this. Do that again. Just repeat that. You do use your third finger there if you want. And then 7th on the A string to its octave underneath the low E string. There's some effects on here besides the one. And at the end of that, we go to this D5 power chord with the A string in the bass as well. So that's the 3rd fret on the B, 2nd fret on the G, and then the open D and A strings. And then we go to kind of an unaccompanied version of the chorus riff, which looks like this. So that's just the power chord there at the 7th fret of the A string, 9th fret there on the D. Low E open. Then that same 5-3-0. Same ending as a regular chorus, but you're just kind of starting it instead of doing this. You're kind of just hitting the power chord. And then when the chorus comes in, he starts doing the same way we did earlier. And at the very end of the song, you're just going to hit that E5 chord twice with the low E string in there. All right, so pretty simple, but still really fun to play, especially when the verse and the chorus riffs that move around a lot. It's pretty fun to play. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.